So we're watching Kmas here, who is playing Anna on the red team. Is in low silver, and the description is so essentially, I would like to know what I could have, should have done in the situation shown, as I felt essentially helpless and maybe didn't maximize my ability usage. Let's take a look. So first of all, let's look at the supports that you have, or the whole team you have. You have Rhine, so it's a good pick for Anna. You have Junk, which is fine. Mercy's fine. Widow, yeah, this is pretty regular. On the opposing team, you won't actually know any of this information yet, but Reaper, Symmetra, Mercy, Diva, Lucio. Come out. So the first thing I'm thinking about here is don't get picked. You came out slow, so you probably won't get picked here. Your Rhine shield's already up, and you're not really going to be able to heal a lot of these other guys too reliably. That's what your Mercy is for, so you're probably going to be sticking on the Rhine most of the time here. Okay, so you see this Reaper on the left side. I'm actually not sure if you saw him before this moment. You see him right now. So I would have immediately jumped and tried to sleep him just to save your Junkrat, because why not? I mean, obviously if your Junkrat dies here, it's not like the biggest deal, but it's better than losing your Junkrat, and potentially you can make a big play. If you sleep him here, your Junkrat could probably kill him in combination with you, and that's a big pick. So you kind of just hop around and do nothing here, which is unfortunate. Obviously your Junkrat dies, you're down one, and your left flank is now open. So I'm definitely not trying to fight this Reaper at this point, because you're not going to kill him alone. So you're tunnel visioning on the Reaper right now instead of looking at what's going forwards. Again, the Reaper is not likely to kill you here. You already have sleep, you have grenade. Like, there's basically no chance he can kill you. Your Junkrat's going to respawn in a second, and your Mercy's there. So I'd focus on healing your Rhine here. Again, he's not actually taking any damage, but you didn't know that when you were looking at the Reaper. So you're still worried about the Reaper, which is fair. I mean, that's obviously going to come up next to you. I would probably back up here, because your Rhine is clearly backing up already, and you know the Reaper's still on your left flank. So I would just back up and wait for your Junk or someone else to clear the Reaper for you. Okay, so because you were too far forward, you can't actually see your Rhine up here, right? So if you're playing further, back, I'm bad at the spectate controls. Anyway, so if you're playing back here by the stairs, you would be totally fine, and you'd be able to see the Rhine, right? And you would be able to heal him. Instead, you're playing too far up, so you can't get any of this healing in. So your Rhine might die here. Also, you don't get any of the ult charge as well. Okay, so that ultimately costs your team probably another 15, 20 seconds. Obviously, 3.5 minutes. It's not the biggest deal right now, but it all adds up. So you see your Junks fighting left side. I'm definitely probably popping in a heal on the Junk first, and then the Mercy second. I would scope that shot. It's a tough shot to hit. Remember that when you scope, your shot is hit scan. It's instant. You also have a large hitbox that you can use. When you are not scoped, it's a projectile, so there's travel time. So your front has totally collapsed here. Your Junk is still low. I would be backing up towards spawn right now. Okay. Well, the Sim's there in your face. There's pretty much nothing you can do about that. You could try to grenade or something. You would have died regardless. But I would have grenaded her anyway to get some ult charge. Ult charge is really important. You should always be thinking of ult charge. Now your team is staggered, so you're coming out like one by one, getting kind of wrecked. Right, your GNG might die here before you can do anything about it. Okay, he's actually fine. Definitely healing in here. 2 darts, yep. Alright, now, interesting. Like, what do you do right here? So your Rhine is charging, right? But he's full, and you have a few targets to think about right now. So I would probably try to shoot the Lucio here, and then go back to healing your Rhine. But I definitely wouldn't leave this door with the Symmetra that close to me. Now I would definitely be shooting the Symmetra, because you are basically under no threat here. Like, the Diva's not going to do any damage to you at this distance. The Lucio's not going to do any damage. This last guy is the Mercy right here. None of these three can hurt you functionally from this distance. So I would just try to kill this Symmetra as fast as possible. So either healing your Rhine or killing the Symmetra. I would probably nade both of them right now, which is going to guarantee the Symmetra will die. Okay, you don't use nade, right? So you notice your nade and sleep are currently on cooldown. So your Rhine's actually taking a ton of damage here. Again, grenade would have healed him and prevented the Symmetra from getting healed, and it would double the healing that your Rhine would be receiving. There's still an opportunity, honestly, to throw a nade when he's getting towards the corner. Your Rhine's dead now, which is pretty bad. Now you're going to waste another 15 seconds. So your Mercy's being dove on the right. You're not looking at the Mercy, though. You're looking at this front, even though these two coming out are both, your allies are full health. You could conceivably hit the Mercy here and get a kill, but I would probably prioritize saving my Mercy first. Okay, so again, notice how you're not looking at your Mercy at all. You're just looking forwards. Right, your Mercy happens to fly to you, which is great. She's critically wounded. It's honestly kind of lucky. I think a better D.Va probably would have killed her there. Okay, you try to go for a sleep, which is fine. I think that's understandable, but you're walking towards a Symmetra who's only does good damage at close range. This is a bad call. This one's going to kill you. So now we started with, what, 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Now we've already blown through 45 seconds. How much of this is your fault? Well, the junk on the left, you could have helped him potentially sleep in the Reaper. I don't think it was that hard of a sleep. The Reaper was just like basically filling up the whole doorway. That would have been a big kill. That probably would have pushed you through this choke already. You definitely could have saved your Rhine and killed the Symmetra. Like, for sure, that was like a straight up mistake not using Grenade there. So I think those are probably two things I would say right now as like big mistakes that would fight turning that you could have controlled. Okay, you're reviving here, which is interesting. But now you should really nade the Symmetra. Like, I don't know why you're looking to the left right now. I guess you're maybe trying to save the Genji, but I would nade the Symmetra and kill it. I think it's totally understandable to not think to save this Genji right here and to kill the Symmetra because he's in your face. But that's fine. Okay, you save the Genji, which is good. Now, actually, I'm going to back up a little bit just to make sure you know this. So you see these triangle lines. So when you're scoped, as anything that's in that circle will still, or in this triangle, will hit. So it's much more forgiving when you're scoped than it is with the regular projectile dart where you need to be dead on. Anyway, after you heal Genji, you should be killing the Symmetra. But you're not. Again, just literally grenade her and she dies. Like, there's nothing she can do after grenade. You're still holding grenade here, which is interesting. I would probably nade like the left side or right side anywhere that would hit the D.Va and heal your teammates. Okay, I mean, I think that was a huge overflick. Your Rhine is critically low here. He's going to die. Again, a grenade at any moment in time here would have completely won this fight. Okay, Reaper's on you. Okay, you're sleeping. I can already see it's on cooldown. That's the right call. All right, instinctive sleep. You have like a little bit more time because you have a Mercy with you, so you're not going to die instantly here. But I think that's reasonable. Like, I'm not expecting you to be able to hit like a 90-degree flick sleep that quickly. I think he just got close to you. Okay, grenade, which is fine. I mean, he's like, you kind of know that he's going to Wraith here, but it's not like a mistake, I'd say. But it's also not optimal. Like, if you saved it for after he comes out, that would be even better. If you just shot him one dart, I think he would have Wraithed there. Right? Like, if you nade him right here, he dies. There's no way he's going to survive if you nade him right here and shoot him once. Genji gets him anyway, which is great. Okay, it's Baby D.Va here.
I see you.
Again, you know, want to make sure the Baby D.Va dies right now and or the Mercy. Okay, Mercy's in your face. This shouldn't happen. I would nade her right away. You don't nade, so she gets the res off, which is fine. You can still kill the Reaper right here. You nade him right away. Which is not a bad call. Alright, good. So you guys finally won that fight, but it took you a minute and a half, almost a minute and a half to do so, when you really honestly could have won it from the very beginning, if not 30 seconds into the second fight. Okay, so big thing. You've now jumped ahead of your Rhine for no particularly good reason. You're going to take some chip damage from this Lucio. If there's anybody here, like a Hog, Soldier, whatever, you die right here, like instantly. There's no reason to jump in front of your Rhine. Just stay behind the cart. Oh, Lucio missed completely. That's lucky. Okay, you're like really aggressively looking for a pick here, but again, like with a regular lineup, they should have people already here. Like, clearly the Lucio's here, there's a DPS that's here. You could die here. This is a bad habit to be stepping out in front. And if you're here, you might as well kill these turrets. You're starting to kill one of them. The other two, which is good. You get one of that one's in the crazy spot. I think it's inside the arch. Okay. So, let's think about ammo, right? So, the fight is about to start in earnest. You're already half ammo. I would reload right now. Because nobody needs healing. You want to have the full clip ready for when the fight goes. You are not reloading, but you're also not shooting, so you are doing literally nothing right now. I think you are trying to signal to your Genji that you are good to go. I just tap the Z key, let them know, hey, ulti's ready. It's up to them to decide when the timing is. Don't, like, do this part where you stare at them. Let them play their game. Right?
Is ready to
you need
deploy.
to reload. You still need to reload. Okay, so D.Va Bomb's coming. Where do you go? Well, let's figure out the path. She's just dropping it, so I would probably hide right there. Right. You should heal this guy, the Junkrat. Okay, well, he's gonna die anyway. Okay, so after a lot of communication, you managed to do this. Notice how your Rhine is dead because you've been over here messing around on the side while your Rhine was taking damage and presumably expecting healing, right? He has a Mercy and an Ana. I would expect at least one of them to be able to see me at all times. You haven't looked at him in how long? So pretty much at this point, 251. Alright, let's look at when your Ryan dies. See at the top right, over here, he's dying. Okay, so in 7 seconds, you didn't get any healing done, and we're never looking at your Ryan. I mean, he might have hit a big shatter here, but you have no idea because you're just staring at a Genji. Just stay on your Ryan, right? If the Genji's gonna blade, typically they dash up in the air over the enemy team, and then you nano them then, right? But no matter what, he's gonna have to go into the enemy team, so you can also nano him once he goes in. Ideally, he gets a nano before he hits his first target, but like I wouldn't do this where you're just hanging out on the sideline waiting for him to nano or waiting for him to blade, right? I was like, generally speaking, they blade first. Oh god, generally speaking, they blade first and then. So you're gonna die here, but honestly, like this is all irrelevant. Like I'm pretty sure you would have won the fight just pocketing your Ryan, right? I think you actually would have been totally fine. Ryan versus D.Va is a pretty good matchup in a short range close scenario. All right, so you die. You've already lost 2 minutes of time. You didn't do anything with your nano, and he didn't do anything with his blade. Also, generally, they blade first, then you nano. Otherwise, you give them a warning that it's coming. So, okay, now you switch to Baptiste, which is not the worst call. I mean, you're like kind of brawly. You have a Rhine, you have a Junkrat. Like, that's kind of brawly. You can focus on killing the Rhine here, and you could put out damage if you think damage is the problem. I don't think damage is the problem here. I think the problem is you're not healing your Rhine, but that's fine. All right, so let's see how the Baptiste goes.
Might want to focus on keeping the payload moving.
So as a reminder for Baptiste, there's only 2 patterns you should know: shoot, heal, or shoot, heal, shoot, heal. Right? Shoot, heal is the most optimal in terms of getting the most amount of healing in. Shoot, heal is what you typically do because it allows you to weave in a lot more damage before healing, and it's only a relatively small reduction in healing. Right? So if you're doing anything besides those things, it must be for a very good reason. For example, I would spam heal if I like don't have a target and I'm like around a corner and it's not safe to peek. I would spam shoot if I know I'm going to kill somebody. All right. So in this scenario, I'm thinking probably heal, shoot, heal, shoot, right? And I'm putting pressure on the Orisa or whatever else I can see, but the Orisa is the most obvious target. Okay. So you've shot twice, all right? Or rather, you healed twice, you shot once. So not a great start. Okay, heal. Now you're looking for it. Good. That's 2, 3. All right. I mean, this is fine because your Ryan's full health. I would probably now recognize the junk is low. Heal again. The junk. You are not healing the junk. This poor junk is like, I'm half health and one-shottable, but I'm not being healed despite being in front of 2 supports. You're still shooting. I mean, yeah, I guess he's tiring, so I guess you don't need to heal him, but I'd eventually heal him. Okay. So general rule, I think, is when you see people drop below 50%, immediately pause shift. I think that it's far more important to make sure that people don't get one shot than it is to save shift for a critical moment. Once people drop below 50%, most things can one shot them, even tanks if they're discorded, for example. So I would pop shift as soon as I saw the Ryan drop below 50%. Okay, so you guys tired there. The tire didn't do anything because your team didn't push with the tire, so you don't really get any pressure here. So that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Your junk's also way too far forward. But you don't need to cover here. Like, the only one who's putting any pressure on you is the Orisa. Orisa will take forever to kill you at this range. Like, you could probably AD spam and you shift alone, and she'll take 20 seconds to kill you. You're in no danger here. You should still be peeking right now, hitting the Orisa and healing your Junkrat.
60 seconds.
I would probably I would definitely shift here, and I would use lamp if I didn't have shift, because your Junkrat is very low, and you do not want to die. You do neither. So notice that both of your abilities still not being used. So you're using a fraction of your kit. Mercy's rezzing, so you know your Ryan's going to need to be solo healed by you. So you can do that. Okay, wall is a huge problem. You have to make sure that you stay on the same side of the wall as your Ryan, or you won't be able to heal him. Okay, again, Ryan's super low here. I would pop shift. Alright, you could have died there. So Ryan's moved to the other side of the wall, which is unfortunate. I think a smarter Ryan would have probably... I mean, I guess it's reasonable to go to the right side. He's expecting you to go to the right side as well. This is a mistake for him to go back to the left. Now, obviously, your job's hard. This is really on the Ryan, not on you. I would probably throw lamp here because I would be afraid that my Ryan would try to repeat even though he's low. Okay, get the shift finally, which is great. Okay, Orisa's popped Fortify, and she's used Spin, so she's now pretty vulnerable in like 2 seconds. I don't know what you're looking at right here. Oh, you're looking for the Reaper. So I would probably shoot him once and then drop lamp and then start the duel. Yeah, now you should drop lamp and then try to just shoot him in the head. Don't even bother healing because, like, no, you're not going to out-heal the damage. He does like 120 damage a second or something. Just shoot him in the head right now and hope for the best. but lamp first. Okay, you drop the lamp, but it's a little too slow. You die. That's reasonable. It's hard to lamp that quickly. I think you probably would have died anyway. All right, 35 seconds. You're down to the last fight.
Honestly, yourself.
30 seconds remaining.
So far, like, could you have done anything differently on Bap? I think you could have just been healing a lot more and putting a lot more damage pressure, but like, in terms of the fact that when you switch, you don't have ultimate advantage anymore, or you don't have any ultimates to use, and you started basically from zero because you use Nano, there's not a ton you could do as Bap. I think most of the problems here were actually on Ana. Okay, definitely heal the Junkrat here. You hit the Rhine, you have not healed the Junk. You missed him again. So I would splash it probably in front of him right there to make sure he gets it. You still haven't healed the Junk, so he's going to die from chip damage pretty soon. Turret's next to him. I would kill the turret for him. You see the turret to your left? Yeah, you kill this turret right here. Okay, you kill that one. You kill the other one. Okay. Alright, 10 seconds. So this is all going to come down to this. Again, if you win this team fight, you cap probably, right? They're not going to get back in time. So it's really just this one fight that's going to make the big difference here. Okay, your team is in trouble. Your Rhine is also low. This is a tough decision. I think that I would probably just... I mean, your teammates are all, like, full health here. I would assume 3v1, they're going to take care of the Reaper. I would focus on healing your Rhine, who, again, is expecting to get healed. You have done neither of these things. You've tried to heal your team that is full health. You have not shot the Reaper, and your Rhine is dead. So your Rhine, by the way, was 92%. If you had healed your Rhine, very possibly he gets Shatter. He shatters them, and you turn the fight. Okay, your Mercy is trying to res the Rhine. I think that's fine, but somebody needs to touch the cart, and I'm pretty sure nobody's going to. Yes. Alright, so let's pause and recap. I would say, overall, you are not using your Shift or E abilities, right? Sleep Dart and Grenade on Ana, or Regen Burst and Lamp on Baptiste. I think your overall prioritization in terms of where you're thinking to, what you're thinking to do is not great. Like, again, there are times where I'm like, oh, look, you can just kill this guy, or you really should be healing your tank, especially healing your tank. You're not doing that. Like, healing tanks are basically free ult charge, and tanks need healing. Nobody else really relies on healing. Like, DPS, it's nice if they get healed, but tanks need healing to do their job. And you're just not giving it out at all. Like, I think if I could check your healing numbers, they would be extremely low in this game, just because there's plenty of times your tank's missing like 400, 500 health, and you're just not healing them. And lastly, on positioning, I think the positioning was not like ideal, but it wasn't awful. And I think considering what a small sample size we have here, it's really hard to tell if you're positioning like other position. I'm sure you do make positioning mistakes when it's not such a simplistic opening, but at least for the focus now, I would say heal your tank, use your other abilities. That's all.